Hi there, Mr. Biggers here, and today we're going to go through our Unit 5, Lesson 3 on hypotenuse, leg, congruence, and right triangles. So we're going to start here with a warm-up. I want you to pause the video, see if you can find the correct answers for these. I'm going to go ahead and go over them now. So we say circle the correct theorem that proves both triangles are congruent. This triangle would be congruent by side-side-side congruency. We're able to mark that AC is congruent to itself by the reflexive property. So it's side-side-side congruency. All right, number 2, the answer for number 2 here, it looks like we have a congruent angle. We then have a congruent angle again. And then we have a congruent side that is shared. So this would be angle, side congruency, okay? And once again, we were able to prove that this middle section is congruent to itself. Shared sides are congruent by the reflexive property. Now, looking down here at right triangles, we need to remember that the right angle always points to the hypotenuse, okay? So this is like an arrow, and it's like pointing to the hypotenuse, okay? The hypotenuse of a right triangle is the longest side, so that is important to understand for right triangles. The two other sides here are called legs, and they extend out. They're the sides that are not the hypotenuse. So you can prove a right triangle congruent by using the right angles, the hypotenuse, and one leg. So here is the theorem, the hypotenuse leg theorem. It says if the hypotenuse and a leg of one right triangle is congruent to the hypotenuse and leg of another right triangle, then the triangles are congruent. So what we're looking at here is this side length AB is the leg, and it's congruent to DE. So we're going to go ahead and write that, and I guess I did this out of order, so let me get my color matching here. Here we go. So we want to write side AB. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't write it there. It's the leg. AB is congruent to DE. Those are the two legs. And then the hypotenuses here, or the hypotenuse here, you've got BC is congruent to EF. So you only need two things here to prove that triangles are congruent because they're both right triangles. So if you know the hypotenuse and one of the legs are congruent, then you can say that the two triangles are congruent. So we have triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF by HL, hypotenuse leg, okay? So we're going to go down here to example 1. Use the given markings on each triangle to complete the statements. These true triangles are congruent by... Well, we got to look here. We have right angles, so we need to be thinking, is this hypotenuse leg? So it looks like we do have a leg, so I'm going to color code those, and we have a shared side. We know shared sides are congruent by the reflexive property, so that means that these two triangles are congruent by hypotenuse leg, okay? Looking here, I don't see any right angles, so I don't think these triangles are congruent by hypotenuse leg, but I do see a congruent side. And then that congruent side is followed by a congruent angle here, okay? And then it looks like in the middle here, we have another congruent side. So this would be a side, angle, side. These are sassy triangles, okay? Now down here at example 2, we have some given information. So make sure you read the given information and mark the triangles as such. We know that HK is congruent to DT. So here is HK. Here is DT, color code and mark those, okay? We also have KC congruent to TR. So once again, going to color code and mark those. And we also know that angle H and angle D are right angles. So I'm going to mark them as right angles. Are they congruent? Absolutely, because the hypotenuse and a leg are congruent. So it's HL. Okay, you pause the video, you try this one, see if you can figure it out. I'm going to go ahead and work this out now. So looking here, I have a right angle. Due to the vertical angles theorem or opposite angles, those two angles are congruent to each other. The right angle here is the hypotenuse angle, or the hypotenuse across from the right angle rather. The hypotenuse across from the right angle is congruent to the other hypotenuse. We also have this leg is congruent to this leg. Since we have a hypotenuse and a leg, this is HL congruency. So theorems and postulates that work. We have side, side, side. We have side, angle, side. We have angle, side, angle. We have angle, angle, side. We also have hypotenuse, legs. Those work. Those are great. Theorems that do not work. We do not ever see these two theorems in geometry. They do not work, okay? And also, you never see this, okay? Those are your notes. Pause it, rewind it if you need to at any point. And that is hypotenuse leg.